We have our last storyteller now, Sarah Frazier. As I mentioned, she's our colleague from Tennessee, and we are so lucky to have her sharing her story right now about her parents. Sarah, take it away.
Thanks. My mother and my father are quite different from each other. My mother, Margaret, is self-effacing. She doesn't really like the public eye. She's I guess her phrase for living would be, don't know about that. She's cautious. My dad, on the other hand, is kind of an adventure, open to adventure, anything that might be entertaining. He's up for it. Let's go. That would be his motto. Both of them got together many years ago. They both appreciate music. Music is one of the constant themes through their life. And in fact, on one of their first dates, he wound up playing the piano and she wound up singing until midnight. My dad is an amateur musician. He's loved music since he was a grade school kid. He learned piano from piano teachers, and then when he was in high school, he got interested in the organ, and he learned how to play the church organ, and then eventually he became a theater organist in the downtown classic movie theater that Knoxville has called the Tennessee Theater. He became the house organist there and played there for many years. He played songs before the movies came on. And his real vocation was in academia. He started out as a professor and rose to dean of the Department of Engineering, and then he rose to be the chancellor of the University of Tennessee here in Knoxville. So he was kind of known as the musical chancellor, or whatever you want to call it. So he has quite well known around town. But I know him as this adventurous guy. I'll give you an example. One time when I was about 14 years old, I was learning to play the drums in the school band, and he thought, well, I'm going to take you to a faculty concert, a percussion concert over on the campus. So we went, and then after the concert, we heard that there was this streaking event going on. Streaking was a fad back then, and we had heard that there was a big gathering of people and in the middle of the campus, and there were naked people running around. And so my dad turned to me and said, you want to watch? Let's go. So we did. And I saw that age 14, I saw naked woman riding on the back of a motorcycle driven by a naked man. And I saw naked people standing up on top of a diner. I never will forget. There was one man who was waving his privates, and that's a visual that I'll never forget. I was 14. Anyway, I would imagine that my dad was a little bit tempted to join him, but no, he probably realized he had his teenage daughter with him. So we just went home and we told my mom about it, and she said, I'm glad I wasn't there. Then there was another time when my sisters and I were riding in the back of our VW Bug, and my dad was driving, and there was a speed bump up ahead, and we said, go fast, Daddy, go fast. And ordinary parent would say, that's a speed bump, I can't go fast. But my dad, he gunned it. And the Volkswagen immediately conked out and had to be towed away. Then there was the time that my dad participated in a campus war protest with some other faculty members, but they were really there in support of the students. And my dad wore this big old wide necktie with peace symbols all over. And then I remember one time when he and I rode a ride at the fair, which was one of those little teacup things. And you sit in it, and there's a wheel in the middle, and you spin the wheel, and you spin around faster and faster. And I remember there was this maniacal look on my dad's face as he spun us faster and faster. And I remember this might have been my mom's voice in my head going, I don't know if I might have made a mistake getting in this ride with this guy. But anyway, probably the wildest thing that he's done was at his theater organ job, they would show the Rocky Horror Picture Show every year at Halloween. And one year he got it in his head that he was going to dress in drag and dress like Dr. Frankenfurter, who's the main character in the movie. And so he got some lady friends to help him. He put on a wig and jewelry and a bodice and fishnet hose and pumps and makeup and the whole works, and came up from below the stage playing that organ, dressed in drag. And I remember my mom's voice again, I don't know about this. He's the retired chancellor of the University of Tennessee, and he may humiliate himself completely. I can see it being written up in the newspaper and being the laughing stock of Knoxville. But in fact, it was a huge hit. And he did that get up routine for many years afterward. This was when he was in his 70s and on into his 80s. And he would dress as Dr. Frankenfurter every year for the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I had a lot of my friends would say, your dad is fun. I wish I had a fun dad like that. I mean, kids who have strict dads or mean dads. And I really kind of took it for granted, I guess, how special my dad is. But now that he's retired and he's 88, he lives a very quiet life. He has retired completely from music playing and pretty much retired from public life altogether. He sits in his lazy boy, and mom has one too, and they enjoy watching television a lot of the time at home and just stay quiet. My dad had something wrong with his hand. It was like an arthritic condition that forced him to stop playing. So now he doesn't play the organ, and he doesn't play our piano very much at all either. I guess it's kind of difficult for him to be his authentic self now, but they still enjoy the music. They still watch. There's a channel on TV where you can watch different styles of music. You can choose theater songs. You can choose movie themes. You can choose jazz or blues or classical, and they listen to a lot of the music. My mom likes to say, Dad knows all the tunes and she knows all the words. And they've been together 64 years now. I guess my story is a way of saying, when they ask for people to maybe tell a story, my first reaction was, no way, I don't know about that. And then I thought, you know what? Why not? Let's go. So here I am on the internet, kind of doing the most dad thing I've ever done.